Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to go over my top rated hiking gear I am currently using. As always, this is not a sponsored video. I bought these with my own money and I tested them myself. When it comes to hiking socks, the pair I keep coming back to are the Darn Tough Hiker Full Cushion. These are built out of 2/3 merino wool plus a little bit of nylon. They're definitely soft, warm, and they lock really well onto your foot. No slipping or bunching, no blisters. However, be sure to turn these inside out when you put them in the washer and the dryer because they easily get pilling on them. I learned that out the hard way. The crazy part is I've had a few pairs for over 2 years now. I've worn them through the snow, the rain, mud, daily use around the house, and I still haven't even worn a hole through them. They do have a lifetime guarantee, so if you do go through a sock too quickly, then you can send them back for free. Now, they're a little thick. If you like tons of room in your boots, these may feel a little snug, but that's a trade-off for the cushioning and warmth that you want out of these. Bottom line, they have great fit, great cushioning, and they'll probably outlast half the gear in your closet. If you are looking for a more breathable pair for summer hiking, then check out the Darn Tough Light Micro Crew for more summer hiking, less merino wool, thinner for more breathability. Now, hiking boot wise, my go-to is always the Hoka Kaha 3 GTX. This is actually our top rated hiking boot of this year, as well as our top rated hiking boot of all time. Comfort wise, they have a super plush EVA insole. It has excellent step-in comfort and your feet slightly sink into the boot itself. Traction wise, they have the Vibram Mega Grip outsole, but a nice little addition on these boots is they have rubber micro spikes, which just give you a little bit more traction on the trail. The outsole is pretty large like most Hoka products. However, they made the outsole quite stiff so you're able to withstand nice technical terrain and uneven paths during all of your hikes. Stability and support wise, it has excellent ankle support. It has a nice wide upper for a great fit. And one of the best parts is that it has the Hoka Meta Rocker geometry, which allows a nice easy toe off from your heel to toe phase. I don't put in as much effort into my stride and I feel less foot fatigue with these. Weight wise, they are on the higher end, but like I said with that Hoka Meta Rocker geometry, they feel definitely lighter than they actually are. Now for waterproofness, they have the Gore-Tex Invisible Fit, which is one of the first hiking boots on the market to actually have this. Many Gore-Tex products aren't breathable at all. However, with the Invisible Fit, they were able to construct it so it's slightly more breathable. So I definitely felt that on the trail with these. One of the downsides with the Kaha 3 is they can run slightly narrow. Personally, I didn't have any issues, but I saw many other people complaining that they did not come in a wide fit. So if you are an extremely wide-footed hiker, these may not be the best for you. If you're looking for more of a hiking shoe, then my suggestion is the Merrell Moab Speed 2. This is a nice low-cut hiking shoe that has excellent grip on the trail. It's nice and soft and comfortable, especially during all those rocky descents. It's breathable and lightweight on the trail. And the best part is it comes in at a budget price. All the gear I'm covering is linked below. Those links take you straight to the lowest verified prices and potential discounts. It's the same as going straight to REI, but using our link to get there. This helps us stay unsponsored and keep buying gear with our own money to test for you. When it comes to day packs, the one I've been using a lot this year is the Osprey Talon 22. At 22 liters, it hits a nice sweet spot. There's plenty of room for food, my layers, water, and even a few tools without feeling oversized. The layout is pretty smart. You've got a stretch mesh pocket here in the front. I like to put my rain jacket in there at times. You have side bottle holders, a zippered top pocket, and there's enough internal storage to keep the small stuff from floating around. It has a nice airscape back panel, foam ridges that does a really good job of keeping airflow during the summer months. You have the nice hip belt here in the front where I like to put my keys. Also, I like to keep my bear spray in the left front zip pocket so I can easily access it. This hip belt really pulls a lot of weight off your shoulders so you're not constantly adjusting on longer climbs and things like that. I really like the straps of this backpack because they're nice and wide and they don't put a lot of pressure on the tops of your shoulders. It's nice and spread out. Overall, this backpack is obviously not perfect. For a 22-liter pack, it's on the heavier side compared to minimalist options. The hip belt and load lifters are great if you're carrying real weight, but they can feel like overkill if you're really just out for a light hike. And obviously it has the DWR, which helps in a nice light rainfall. However, it is not a totally waterproof pack. so you need a rain cover if conditions get ugly. The bottom line is the Talon 22 is one of the more comfortable and versatile day packs out there. If the Talon 22 feels like more of a pack than you need, the Osprey Daylight Plus is another great alternative. It's lighter, cheaper, and honestly simpler. Perfect for shorter hikes, travel, or everyday use. I happen to use this as a laptop backpack as well and for work. At 20 liters, it weighs around 1 pound, 5 ounces. It's noticeably easier to carry. It still has good organization. It has a stretch mesh water bottle holders, front shove-it pocket, an internal padded sleeve that works well for your hydration bladder or even a laptop. It has a nice foam back panel that keeps nice airflow moving, especially in the summer. And the back panel itself actually doesn't lose its shape if you don't have enough weight in the backpack itself. It does have a hip belt, but I really don't end up using it on this one. I happen to tie it behind the front of the backpack. One of the downsides of this one is the shoulder straps for me are a little too thin and it ends up offloading too much weight onto my shoulders. It's more of a budget day pack that gets the job done without all the unnecessary extras. Switching over the pants, the pair I keep pulling out of the closet is the cool Renegade Recon. These pants definitely can do trail, travel, and still pass a nice casual look. Now talking about the fabric and stretch, Cool has a Duralux stretch blend. It's 95% nylon, 5% spandex. It gives a nice two-way stretch, good abrasion resistance, and more of a soft feel. And they're definitely more durable than the average hiking pants without the technical shell vibe. For these, they do fit a little tight for me. However, they are very nice and stretchy. One big test for me is, can I fit my phone to where it falls down into my pocket rather than just sitting at the top of my pocket where it's going to fall out the whole time I'm hiking. Obviously with these, you can see I can do a nice deep squat with them and do some high knees without any resistance. The biggest thing I hate with tight pants is they tend to fight against me as I'm hiking on the trail. Doesn't really happen with these at all. Feature wise, they have a UPF 50 plus for sun protection. They're nice and moisture wicking, very quick drying. You have 6 pockets with these. They have a nice tapered lower leg so it doesn't come all the way down to your outsole and start flapping around. I like my pants to just touch the top of my boots. They're pretty lightweight, coming in at only 12 ounces for regular sizes. They're not great in heavy rainfall. They are water resistant but not waterproof. Obviously, if you're in torrential downpours, I do suggest using rain pants, but otherwise these are my go-to hiking pants. Now the last one obviously is optional. These are the Oakley Holbrook Prism Polarized sunglasses. I recently upgraded them because I had 10-year-old Oakleys. I realized how much better the clarity was with these lenses and just blocking light overall. Also, they're easy for me to see my steps because the other sunglasses I had were just way too dark and I could not see much even in direct sunlight. And there you have it. There is our best rated hiking gear. Like I said, there's links down below in the description with the lowest possible prices with all of these products linked in the description. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch more content coming out with free guides just like this one that you guys can see. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers and we'd really appreciate the support. Also, don't forget to check out our website, mountaineerjourney.com, where you can see all of our reviews, best of guides, and comparisons, and we'll catch you next time.